Hi, I'm Andrew Cherin. I'm a personal injury lawyer in Seattle, and I represent people who are injured in car accidents. And today I want to talk to you about poor road designs. So there are cases where you can go after the city or the state for poor road designs that have contributed to the cause of your car accident. And sometimes that could be as little as bad warning signs on the freeway, poor sight because of poor road designs. They're not leaving enough space around corners. The speed limit around a certain corner is too fast than what it should be. They don't have posted signs warning about like a possible danger of speed and going around a corner. And it can also be as little as poor drainage on a street. So if a street gets flooded by normal water that can be anticipated uh, and has been anticipated in the past, because it normally water kind of gets up and kind of creates puddles there and creates danger for slide outs, spin outs, hydroplaning. Those those are things that the city needs to rectify and figure things out, a way to drain water from that, and they could be liable if they do nothing. So if you spun out because you were going a normal speed and there's tons of water in this certain area, then the city could be at fault. Now, there are some things that come into play in those situations as well, such as driving too fast for conditions, because, well, the speed limit is normally a certain amount. You should be driving slower because it's wet out. That could come into play, but if you were driving slow, but the puddle was just too big and it caused you to spin out, hydroplane, do something, I mean, the city could be at fault for that. Potholes that aren't fixed after a certain amount of time, it cause severe car accidents. Those could be issues as well. And construction zones. If there's a construction zone that's not adequately marked or giving enough warning sign for you to safely stop or avoid something, those could be also issues for the city being liable. Poor road design also mainly applies, can sometimes apply, I should say, to bicycle accidents where there's graded roads or not giving warnings, like on a bridge. There's one pretty big case that comes to mind of a bridge grading that didn't warn bicyclists that it's unsafe to drive a bike over, because the grading on it is not wide, or is too wide, and the bike's tires can get lodged within and throw the bicyclist off of it, injuring them severely. There's other instances where bad intersections can create a bad road design case against the city. Not enough street signs or markings or warnings, or there's a whole host of other things that could come into play against the city for poor road design. Traffic lights, etc., that just weren't situated correctly, that lead to, more likely than not basis, that someone would get injured and the city knew about it and they did nothing to rectify it. Those are good cases to go after the city in those situations. Usually a poor road design case is something that is kind of a last ditch effort kind of. If there's somebody that hits you, usually you go after them, directly, and then if they don't have enough insurance, you can go after your own insurance if you have UIM insurance, which if you don't, you should really get that. It's such a good policy to have. There's so many people that drive without insurance or little insurance to cover your injuries in case you're injured in a car accident. And then if there's not that UIM, the car insurance from the defendant, then you can think of going after the city as well if there's some factors that kind of are a little strange, like this is a weird kind of angled street, doesn't seem right. That could be a good case to go after the city for. There could be something going on there. You could look at the public records to see how many accidents are at that intersection, which could give the city notice that they should have been doing something about that. So anyways, I hope you guys have found this useful, and if you have been in a car accident, I give free consultations. My number is 206-850-6716, and if you want to find more information about car accidents and poor road designs, visit my website, www.lawsharing.com.